Audio Jungle.
Hello everyone, this is Calvin Russell, CEO and founder of 850 Club Credit Consultation. Hope everyone's doing well today. Today we're going to talk about 3 of the biggest mistakes I see people make when they're applying or trying to get a secured credit card. Let's go straight into it. Number 1, the biggest mistake that I always see that people do when they're applying for a secured credit card is that they never try to see if they can get approved for an unsecured credit card. Okay, just because someone tells you that you should get a secured credit card or that your bank tells you that you should get a secured credit card, keep in mind, most people, friends, family, neighbors, they've only seen their credit report. They know their friends, their families. Most people are not really in the finance industry or even paying attention to multiple credit applications or credit reports. So because of that, most of the time they're speaking from their own personal experience or what they've seen work for a very small amount of people. I say that to say just because someone says you should get a secured credit card does not mean that you should just take it and then run with it. See what your options are. If your credit is that bad anyway, I promise you an application won't kill it. If you got horrible credit, what's 3-4 points going to do anyway, right? So you have to think on that type of scale. So I say that to say, have you tried to at least get an unsecured credit card? Now, we're not talking about American Express or Chase or, like a premium brand like that. We're talking about something simple, like a Capital One, a Credit One, something like that, at least on the very entry level end, right? And so if I would say at least try to do something like that, because again, that won't hurt you. You can even go to creditcards.com and do the card match. And again, that's a soft pull. It lets you know which credit cards you pre-qualify for by doing a soft pull. It doesn't affect your credit in any way, shape, or form. And who knows, you may actually pre-qualify for an unsecured credit card while you're too busy trying to get a secured credit card. Okay, so that's the first thing. The second biggest mistake I see a lot of people do is they say, well, you know what? I'm going to go ahead and get this secured card, but then they already have in their minds made up how much a secured card is going to cost. Secured cards can range anywhere between $500 if you go into a bank, $200 if you look at, Discover or some other brands that are out there. But people have completely forgotten about the only credit card company that I've seen do a tiered credit card, a tiered secured credit card system. That's Capital One. As much as we talk about Capital One on this channel, we should get paid from Capital One, right? So tell them to send a check. No, I'm kidding. So either way, but I'm saying that to honestly say that a lot of people, they never try to see if they qualify for a Capital One secured credit card because they have 3 different tier levels. Let me explain that to you. So Capital One has where you can put down $50 and get a $200 limit if you qualify. $100 down for a $200 limit if you qualify, or $200 down for a $200 limit if you qualify, right? It never hurts to see. I've seen people pay $200 just say, oh, I got a Discover card. That's great, but you have to fork over $200. Now, granted, Discover card is kind of like in a gray area because, you get that card and then, the quickest I've seen is probably about 4 months, 6 months, 8 months. They're going to turn that from a secured card to an unsecured card. We appreciate that. But at the same time, again, we're talking about the upfront money. We're not talking about the long term. We're talking about the upfront money. Because again, the long term could be the same way as if you build your credit up and then go back to Discover later down the line. Citibank, Bank of America, American Express, Chase, whomever, right? But again, if money's tight, you want to exhaust all of your options because you may qualify for the $50 deposit from Capital One. You may qualify for the $100 deposit from Capital One. Don't forget, you can also add up to 5 authorized users with Capital One. There's no annual fee. These are little things that play a major role when you're looking to go into a secure credit card. And then number 3, the third biggest mistake I always see is people overpay for. Now this is kind of like number 2, but this is when people say, okay, I've tried unsecured, I got denied. I've tried the Capital One 3-tier system, they denied me, right? Because Discover can deny you too. There is no automatic approval with going that route, okay? They run credit as well, all right? So the third option is people say, okay, I'm going to go ahead and put $5,000 down on a secured credit card. Now, this is where it makes sense and doesn't make sense. It only makes sense if you are trying to do business funding later down the line, and here's an the lender is going to be looking for that type of trade line. Now, keep a couple things to keep in mind. Anytime you have a secured credit card, it always shows on the credit report what type of credit card it is. Let me say that one more time. 90% of secured credit cards say secured credit card. Okay, so they know it's not something that you built yourself anyway. Are you guys getting this? That's number one. Number two, if you have 3, 4, 5, 10. I think the most I've ever seen on a secured credit card was $10,000 for a damn secured credit card. Okay, I'm not knocking it, but if you got that kind of bread, you need to take that money and you should be able to buy yourself out of that type of situation, right? There's somebody you can pay off that will eventually multiple people you can pay off. It doesn't make sense for you to say, I'm not going to pay you, I'm not going to pay you, I'm not going to pay you. I'm going to save up $10,000, put on a secured credit card, and you can trust me. That makes no sense at all, okay? You have to think like these banks are thinking. That's not even bank thinking. That's like second grade knowledge. It's like, listen, hey, I took your crayons, I took your crayons, I took your crayons. I found these crayons, but you can trust me with yours. That's again second grade level. I don't even know if they're using crayons in second grade, but you guys get the point that I'm making here, okay? So hopefully this was helpful, because again, you have to simplify secured credit cards. It's not rocket science. These banks are stepping up actually. They're now automatically converting these secured credit cards over to unsecured credit cards, which we talked about in various previous videos before, but now they're on the rise. So back in the day, you used to have to get a secured credit card. You used to have to close it by yourself to get that money back. Now it's not like that anymore. A lot of banks are stepping up to the plate. So if you like this video, like it. If you want to share it, share it, especially if you know someone that's trying to get a secured credit card. And also be sure to subscribe, as we have nothing but great content on the way. Thank you guys so much. Have a great day.